Hey everyone, I'm Michael Benedik. I'm an Umpqua signature tyer, and I'm excited to be here at AvidMax today tying some patterns for you. This pattern that we're going to do is called the Cannonball Baetis, and it's a pattern I developed to be a little bit heavier, to get down a little bit quicker. It's got a wire body and a 2mm bead on this one. This is a size 18, so as you can see, one of the unique things about this, I've got 3 colors of wire for the body, olive, brown, and gold, but the color options are really limitless. A lot of times I'll do 2 in 1, so like 2 olive and 1 black, 2 brown and a black, and then the olive, brown, and black. Those are probably my go-to, but I can also do it in like 2 black and a red. I'll do that sometimes just to add a little red in if that seems to be the color of the day. One of the cool things about the fly is I use Nature's Spirit Emergence dubbing for the tail and the legs, and it's kind of like an Antron dubbing, but I use the black stonefly and it's got a little bit of red in it, as you can see in the fly, so just kind of some nice color to it. It's a pretty easy tie, so I'll tie it up, if I'm going fishing the next day and I'm low on mayfly patterns, it's pretty quick to tie it up and fill the box. And you can even do it in a larger size if you want, to imitate bigger mayflies. It scales up pretty well. So we'll go ahead and get started. One thing real quick before we get started, I just wanted to point out the vise I'm using. This is a Regal with the hook jaw. I really love this vise in this company. The hook jaw gives you a little bit better access to some of the smaller hooks, and the company is amazing, family owned and operated out of Massachusetts. Wonderful customer support and just great people to work with. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got a TMC 2488 with a 2mm bead, and we're gonna start with Nano Silk 30 denier and just put a layer of that down. And then I'm going to get some of the Nature's Spirit Emergence dubbing. We'll tie that in. You don't really need to even it up. It's pretty hard to even up. We'll just tie it in and then we'll cut it. Cut the tail, and then get rid of the excess. And then at this point, I like to get the thread and bobbin out of the way, so you can do a half hitch or a quick whip finish. And then I've pre-cut the wire that I'm going to use, probably 4-inch pieces or so. Just get those lined up, kind of straighten them out. Try to make sure they're not crisscrossed. And then at this point, just like to put a little super glue on the thread. And so I didn't tie the wire in like you'd see on a lot of patterns, just to keep the bulk down, keep it as thin as possible. So we'll get those wires straightened out. And wrap those on. Try to just get them so there's no gap. Sometimes you need to push them a little bit. And then as I come back around the hook, I like to kind of pull down on the wire and straighten them. So I fish this fly a lot. It's probably more of like a freestone bug than a tailwater bug, but I like it a lot in creeks. I've had good success even on still waters. If I'm fishing a dry, just dropping it off the dry can be pretty effective on still waters too. Just because it's more of a generic looking bug than like a more of a, you know, not as realistic as some of the other bugs, which gives it a little more versatility. Okay, so we'll helicopter the wire off, and then after we do that, I like to go back to the super glue and just add a little bit on, just for a little durability. Okay, now we're ready to reattach the thread. And then we're gonna add a little dubbing to build up the thorax. So this is the brown olive dubbing. It's super fine. Build a little thorax there. Add a little bit more. And then we'll end the thread right behind the bead. And I'm going to get more of the Emergence dubbing. Try to even it out just a little bit, because we're going to tie it in for the legs. Maybe a little too much. Okay, so I'll tie it in on the near side with a couple wraps, and then just kind of fold it over to the far side. A couple more wraps. The dubbing can be a little scraggly, so you can clean it up if you need to, and then you can just pull it back and trim the legs. And then we're gonna add a little more super fine dubbing. And we'll whip finish. And then the last thing I like to do is I just color the back of that dubbing black. Just hit it with a Sharpie a little bit, and then we'll get some thin UV resin. Just put it on the back of that dubbing and onto the bead a little bit. And that's the Cannonball Baetis, a good little bug to try out. Thanks for watching, everyone.